A few years ago, I was really into the Pokemon games. I still am. I had raised a decent enough team on my Pokemon Diamond game, but was quickly becoming bored of it. I was stoked to hear about the local club for eager fans such as myself to battle it out to see who was the very best. Naturally, I persisted on asking my mother and father to go. They said yes. The place itself was just a small primary school in one of the classes. I looked around and there were only about 3 other people excluding myself. One of the people, a girl, stood out from all the rest. Me being me, approached her and said, "Hello." I was replied with a smile from her. The girl, for identity purposes, we'll call her Jane, had a black Nintendo DS clutched in her hands, the same color as mine. "Battle?" she asked, and I accepted. She beat me 5-1. We continued to sit in the corner and battle until her older brother came to pick her up. "Will I see you next week?" I asked. She nodded with a small smile. The next week came, and I saw Jane. However, her short brown hair was now shaved off and was completely bald and looked awfully sick. Trying not to be rude, I ignored it and approached her. Her dull face turned into a smile when she saw mine, and we battled. Her older brother came to pick her up again, and I said my goodbyes. That evening, I heard my mom and dad yelling, and my dad came into my room in a fit of rage, slamming the door and taking a deep breath. "Ian, your mother and I don't love each other anymore. Your mother is moving back to New Zealand, and I want you to go with her, so at least you can have some company. You understand, right?" he asked, and I nodded. We left the following Saturday morning, so I didn't get the chance to say goodbye to Jane. We started a new life there, and I forgot entirely about Jane. A few years later, I moved back to Australia with my fiancée. We moved into a nice house near my old one, and even started our family. It wasn't until I went to the attic to grab a box that I found it. My old Pokemon Diamond game. Safely tucked in that blue pouch I always kept it in. Memories of the previous years came rushing back, and I remembered everything. The classroom, Jane, our battles, her address, everything. I rushed out of the house, game clenched into my hands, and I found her house. I knocked on the door, and to my relief, Jane's older brother answered. "Ian? Is that you?" he asked. Yes, it's me," I said. "Jane! Is Jane okay?" I asked. He swallowed and sighed. "Jane passed away several months after you stopped going to the club, Ian," he said. I felt tears in my eyes as I looked down. I'm sorry," I said. "She left something for you though. She was really persistent that you and only you would receive it." "Won't be a minute," he said, entering the house, then coming back, handing me a small package. "Here, take it." I took it and opened it. Inside was a black Nintendo DS, with the game Pokemon Pearl inside. It was Jane's. There was a note attached. "Dear Ian, I know this will never get to you, but just want to say that whenever you came to the club, my world felt like maybe, just maybe, I have something to live for. I love you, Ian. Always will. Love, Jane." I clutched the package tight, tears rolling down my face. I thanked Ian and returned home. But when I did, my fiancée asked what was up, and I told her. I told her everything I remembered. She sighed and hugged me, wiped the tears from my eyes, and cuddled with me on the couch. I now know why Jane was bored that day. She was diagnosed with brain cancer. I laid myself against her chest and fell asleep, a single tear trickling from my eye.